All right. So, boom. Let me tell you about my experience at the 2025 AI Hackathon held by Intellibus. So, the event was held at the AC Hotel in Kingston. I arrived around 8 a.m. just to get settled. It was set to start at 12, however, they started late due to some internet issues. And then we went straight into some presentations by persons well established in the field to kind of inspire and to showcase what technology can really do when applied in real world settings. So the next voice we heard from was Mr. Ed Wattal, who is the CEO of Intellibus. So Intellibus has been operating in Jamaica for over a year now. In fact, this is the second hackathon that they've had. They've been operating from the AC Hotel and wish to eventually fully establish themselves with a location and hopes to hire up to 1,000 people within the next 2 years. Then we heard from Anubis Wattal, son of Ed Wattal, followed by the judges to hear about what the rules of the hackathon were and what the expectations were in terms of meeting the criteria for winning prizes. All right, for persons who are not aware of what this event entails, it is basically a competition where teams would come up with solutions using AI to address real world problems. So in comparison to last year, they've greatly increased the prize amount from 15,000 USD to 25,000 USD. So the structure is that the first place team would win 5,000 USD, second 3,000 USD, and third 2,000 USD, as well as some other categories in which persons and teams could win prizes. Persons could also benefit from job opportunities as well as scholarships through the Intellibus Academy. So I wanted to participate in last year's hackathon, but unfortunately I wasn't feeling well. So when this year's hackathon came around, I told myself, nah, miss this. So I was a part of a two-man team, my teammate being Asas Benjamin, and the project idea that I came up with was a smart safety app. So we both agreed that Asas would deal with the front end and the design aspect of the project, while I would deal with the back end. And this decision came based on the fact that Asas was familiar with graphic design as well as front-end development. And although I was familiar with front-end development, I had been learning back-end programming recently. All right, so the project Guardian Link was a project I had in mind for a very long time. Now, we've heard a lot about different situations taking place in Jamaica where persons are abducted, primarily females, and it usually results in the worst outcome. We can name a few persons: Jasmine Dean, Anissa Dilworth, just to name a few. And so I thought that this project had some real world impact, hence why we decided to go along with that. So Guardian Link has two main features at this stage: the companion mode, where persons are able to send their location to emergency contacts of their choosing for a time ranging from 15 minutes to 2 hours, and the SOS mode, which essentially sends out an SOS message, an emergency alert, to all emergency contacts as well as emergency services. As you can see, in order to deactivate the SOS mode, you'd have to enter a safe word that was already set up when you created the account. So this was not the final product. we knew we had to integrate AI, and the idea that we came up with was to detect distressing sounds and phrases. So typically in an emergency, you're not going to be able to press a button. However, if you're able to let out a sound like, or a phrase, help me, or please stop, then the AI would pick that up and then prompt the user to check if everything's okay. If they're not able to respond within a certain amount of time, then an emergency alert would have been sent out to all persons. So this was around 3 a.m. I was still working on getting the AI integrated into the project, but believe me when I tell you that sleep a bust me shut. I tried to work on it, but I reached a point where I was tired until I'm confused. So I decided to take like a 30-minute nap, and then I got up back around 5:30 or so to continue the project. Alright, so people, some of the times when things aren't working out and we're trying all sorts of solutions, it turns out that the easiest and simplest solution was always the answer. So I've been working on the AI, trying to get it to work, trying to get it to pick up sound, and it wasn't working. And then eventually I found out that my mic was just off. So eventually I realized that the AI was indeed working, was able to pick up sounds and phrases. And as you could see in the top right corner, when a word was spoken, it would show that word. So we use a speech to text AI to detect the speech and convert it to text, and then it would be able to detect the distressing phrases. So by this time I had just woken up and went back at it, trying to get the application up to date and online so the judges could be able to access it when the time came. So we Jamaicans have a saying, trouble never set like rain. And I never see something so true. Tell me why at this point in the competition I'm encountering issues for the judges access the platform and for the backend and the frontend to work. So that being said, unfortunately, we weren't a part of the final 12 teams to make it on stage. Nonetheless, we enjoyed the learning experience and the time that we spent developing our project. It kind of showed us that, if we put our minds to it, we could achieve so much in so little time, especially when using AI. Also, we got to see a lot of other projects that persons did execute and complete on time, and it was wonderful. As it relates to our project though, I do plan on continuing Guardian Link as I see it becoming something that can be used by society or Jamaican society on a whole to improve or increase safety. I'm also looking forward to the next Intellibus Hackathon that will be kept in the first quarter of 2026. Alright, so that is it. This was my first time vlogging. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. You don't know. I might drop new videos. I don't know yet. I'm considering doing teaching stuff in terms of programming and stuff like that, or other experiences. So let me know.